Wow, way better roll. Way better.
Like, love it. I'm like, ready?
Okay. This is Haley. And this is Bailey. And you're listening to Text Me When You Land.
Welcome back to another episode of Text Me When You Land. We were formerly
So fun to
Unleashed
say.
Club.
I'm sorry.
You threw off my groove.
I was just saying it was so fun to say.
That's hilarious. No, it's good. We were formerly Unleashed Club, but Bailey's too excited about Text Me When You Land, so I guess that's old news now. Bailey, what's new with you?
Evan and I have been attempting to do latte art, and we just haven't gotten there yet. I was literally telling Evan this morning, I was like, even if I created the heart that I'm attempting to do, I don't think I'd be able to recreate it. We're struggling with we got the base finally. It sounds so simple, but I got the base finally, but we're struggling with once we get to the top, it's too frothy. So then it just becomes a clump. So just not it. I'm like, we're going to get there. And by the end of the year, we're going to laugh. Because I take a video every morning of us doing it. And I'm like, we're going to laugh at these videos of us being like, we're so confident. And then we're like, darn it, not it at all.
I hear it's like a huge compliment to a barista when you take pictures of their latte art.
Oh, really? That's a good one to know. We were like, we need to start asking baristas, like, okay, can you give us the tips? Because we've been watching YouTubes. No, not it. We're going to get it.
Wow, you're really dedicated.
Oh, we're dedicated. We're going to get it. Oh, I thought you were going to say your new news.
Oh,
What's your new news, Haley?
For me, so Bryce and I we're planning a ski trip for his birthday in February, but apparently there's no snow.
Oh.
Kind of needs snow, which is really weird. Like Tahoe last year was completely jam-packed full of snow. Like it went up and it covered like half of a house. And now it's like bone dry.
Have you looked at like other places? It can be like Mammoth. I don't know. I haven't looked because we're not skiing this year, but we're skiing next year. Yeah,
I haven't really explored any other option. I have some in Colorado and maybe Park City in Utah. We're not quite sure yet, but the goal was to go to Tahoe, and I'm so sad because it was so much fun last year when we went, but gotta have snow.
Maybe
apparently.
It'll be better by then.
I hope so. It's only January. So
yeah, you got time.
All right, we asked everybody to submit some of their funny reasons why you broke up with someone, and we're calling it Delusional Deal Breakers. Like if it was you liked them or whether you're dating or not, or you just, and then something happened or they did something or I don't know. And then you were like, I can't do this anymore. Like that is not, over the weirdest things. Yeah. And so I'm really excited to go over some of them because I think they're hilarious, but I also want to know what some of yours are, Bailey.
I know. I feel like I have a few. And I feel like when we were talking about this before, I was like all these serious ones. And you were like, no, not serious. Funny. I was like, yes, funny. Okay, funny ones.
Shallow reasons why you would break up with someone.
I feel like there are so many funny ones. Like when we were reading the ones that we got submitted, we were like, these are so funny. I don't know like if I have any funny ones off the top of my head though. Let me think for a second. Do you have any off the top of your head? Because I feel like you do.
Yeah, for sure. I've got quite a few. I remember there was a guy I asked to Sadie's, and everyone calls it something different, but it's like when the girls
like
ask
homecoming.
The guy.
Oh no, like formal. I think that's what I called it.
There's like winter formal, and then there's
the girls ask the guy. I remember that. I just can't remember.
Yeah, the girls ask. There's like a dance where the girls ask guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's this guy I really liked, and I asked him, and one day in class, I saw him pick his nose and eat it. Like,
ew.
I know. We were in high school. Like,
ew. No.
One thing to pick your nose, that's gross. Like, okay, but to eat it
in class,
that
in class,
and it was like a light switch. I was like, oh, nope, over, done. Nope, that is not happening. I feel like that'd be a deal breaker for a lot of people, but that was like distinctly like, nope, over it.
Yeah, I could definitely see that one. Okay, one I thought of was I am just not a huge partier. Like I'm all for like going out occasionally, but if I couldn't date somebody that was like partying all the time, been there, done that, not my thing.
So like when you say partying, like going out and drinking, getting drunk, like doing drugs kind of a thing, or just like going out to clubs?
just like going out all the time. Like I am all for a good time. Like Evan and I occasionally will go out, have a good time, you know, like go to a party. That's one thing. But if it's like every night or every weekend, or like I feel like there's so many times, like especially in high school, that like people want to go out like every single night, and it's just like they just want to be with their guys and do their guy things all the time. That for me, just like I'm so much more like a family, like that kind of person, that if you have a balance, that's fine. But if it's like there's no balance, it's like let's go get drunk all the time.
All or
Nope,
nothing
not
kind of
my
a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, not my thing.
That makes sense. That's a good one. Okay. All right, I'm going to pull up some of the ones that people submitted. People are submitting some weird stuff.
I know.
Someone said you're cute, Bailey.
Thanks. Evan, watch out. You're like, who is this? What's it say? I can't see it. My light's too
You're
bright.
cute.
But that could be to you too.
I am pretty cute.
You are pretty cute. That's a you're cute to both of us. Okay.
Yeah, we are. Okay, so someone said, went to a concert and they talked the entire time. I don't mind talking. I love it, actually. But this was not the time or place. It was super disrespectful. I'm going to say, was this like, I feel like that was like a classical, like a, or like
yeah, I'm curious,
vibe.
like, what kind of, like, thing it was. I'm, like, all of a sudden, like, immediately, I was like, wow, that's, like, me during a movie. I'm like, what do you think's gonna happen next? And Evan's like, I don't know. I haven't seen the movie either. Yes.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. Or I'm like, I'm not talking during the movie because I miss stuff. I don't like talking as much. I mean, I will, but I asked Bryce to pause it all the time. I'm like, pause it. Can we pause it? He drives him crazy. All right. Someone said he was allergic to garlic.
Actually allergic, or were they just saying they were allergic because they didn't like it?
I've totally done that. I did that for the longest
We're
time.
just like throwing we're like, oh, you think that's an ick? Don't worry, we do it.
That's awesome. Looks like we're deal breakers, Bailey. That's hilarious. Yeah, I mean garlic, it's a very common ingredient, so that could be hard if you're a huge garlic fan.
That's a funny one.
Yeah, it is.
Elda.
But it kind of reminds me, one of the ones I said was having food in a beard.
Ugh, that'd be gross.
Yeah, like always having food.
Well, like, have like a long beard and then it's just like food in it. It'd be like having food in your hair all the time. Yuck.
All right. Someone said, I was the head lifeguard at camp and was so into this girl. Flirted with her all the time. First week. Got all the signals that she was into me too. Unfortunately, at the end of the first week, she came to visit me at the lake and went swimming. She couldn't even doggy paddle, and that was the end of that.
As your lifeguard. Were they both lifeguards? This is a serious question to this story.
So I think it was a girl at the camp. He was a lifeguard.
I was like, was she a lifeguard and couldn't swim?
I was at the head lifeguard at camp and was so into this girl.
Yeah, I guess it didn't say she was a lifeguard.
I mean, yeah, if she was I don't think that's allowed to be a lifeguard if you can't swim.
If you can't swim. Yeah, it just feels right.
Worst lifeguard ever.
Yeah, it feels like you have to be able to swim.
Oh my god.
It's interesting though what people like, because everybody obviously like has such different things, and like what immediately would be like, nope, like maybe not to somebody else, but would be to somebody like, nope, that's just like not, that's total turn off.
That's so funny. Someone said he would return his underwear after wearing it.
Ew. Let's just leave it at that one. We don't even need to dive into that conversation.
What?
Yuck.
Wait, I have so many questions on this one.
So many that I don't even think
if you're listening to this and you submitted that, can you please let us know, like, anonymously? Like, wait, so did he wear it, like, for how long? Was it just, like, I tried it on and returned it? Or did he, like, I don't know, months, weeks, 30 days return, and then did he wash it?
Too many.
Next. I guess that falls in line with another one of mine. I'm like, hygiene issues. Like, if you smell bad, or I mean, this is not a deal. I mean, this is a deal breaker, but it's like, it's not like a delusional deal breaker, I should say. It's kind of common sense. Like, if you have bad hygiene, that's a no-go. He had bad teeth, and I didn't want to kiss him.
I feel like that's one that like could change, though. You know, like I feel like
breath
teeth
bad.
Like I do feel like teeth are like obviously a really big part of like a smile and that kind of stuff, but I feel like you could fix that.
It's expensive to fix teeth, though.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
I've been doing Invisalign for so long over here.
I was gonna say, like, that stuff's pricey. And then braces,
Yeah.
I mean, those are a whole nother.
Did
And
that
then
too.
braces also just make you look really young.
Yeah, they do.
Like, anytime I see
That's
someone
why I do
braces,
Invisalign now.
yeah, it's very rare when I see people doing braces as adults now. Like, I feel like Invisalign's getting really
Yeah.
popular.
I do feel like teeth though are like a very big feature of somebody. I've actually talked to so many people that are super insecure about their teeth because they know it's such a big like feature. I feel like I literally have been like I had braces when I was younger, and then like I feel like I've done so many things, but I do feel
Yeah.
like teeth are
Well,
like
it's
such
interesting
a
to me. I've noticed Will Ferrell, his bottom teeth are all whack.
those are so honestly like I feel like those move so fast. Like anytime I'm
Oh,
like
yeah.
I've like taken a break between like Invisaligns or whatever, immediately one of my teeth will shift. I'm like, how do you keep this guy where it needs to be? Please stay.
Don't move. It's true.
No
It's
moving.
hard. I
Yeah.
know. Well, I didn't know you're supposed to wear your retainer after
Forever.
Yeah, after braces. Like,
Yeah.
I thought you were supposed to wear it for like just a few months, and so I
Mm.
stopped wearing it. And now my top one still fits, but my bottom one,
Yeah, like shifted. These,
bummer.
yeah, they just move so fast. A lot of people have done like the permanent retainers, but a lot of dentists don't or orthodontists don't do it anymore.
Interesting. I wonder why. He called too much. Someone said he called too much.
Oh my god. I mean, depends where you're at in the relationship, right? Like early on, first date, like 13 calls first day, you'd be like,
What is your is that your definition of too much?
I don't know, that was a random number.
Were you the person that called, or was the caller?
Huh? Calls
Like,
or
after-
caller, isn't that?
Like, were you the one calling them, or were they the one calling you? Usually, like in a dating
I
situation.
feel like it was like usually texting over calling, right?
Okay, same question, but with texting.
I feel like I would, especially when I was like dating a little, I would let them text me because I feel like that was just like,
so you were
but then
textee. You were the one that was texted.
Yeah, I feel like most of the time. But once you kind of are in it, then it doesn't matter. But early on,
I got a question. Like, were you the dumper or the dumpy?
I feel like I actually broke up with a lot of the people I dated, but I'm sure there was a few that were like both. What do you want to call that? Like we were both like, yeah, not it anymore. Okay, let's move on.
All right, so this person said, so my fiance had a great guy friend who was talking to this girl. Our friend introduced him to my fiance, and my fiance told him she had kinkles. Our friend immediately ghosted her. I felt so bad for her. She was really heartbroken. I didn't find this out until weeks after this happened and couldn't even put in my 2 cents. That's so sad.
It is so sad.
Kinkles, man. I feel like that's like an old word.
That is I feel like I definitely don't hear that word a lot.
Yeah, I don't hear that word, a cankle. Oh, man. Okay, so my brother-in-law, this is the best. So sad. So he was set up on a blind date, and they went to, I don't know, some restaurant, and it was a spaghetti place. Anyway, so they go in, and they're sitting down, and he meets her, and she has no hands, like, at all. And they were at a spaghetti restaurant, and he was like, I just didn't know what to do. It's not easy watching someone with no hands eat spaghetti. I felt so bad because it was normal for her. And so I'm just like trying to keep it casual and like move forward. But he's like, that was very hard to eat spaghetti with someone with no hands.
That reminds me of a time I went on a date. I was like trying to think of something that like had happened. I was like, I always tell this story, but I forgot about it. I went on a date, and I think it was the second date with this guy, and we went to ramen, and he was sitting across the table, and we were like talking, and I was like, you know, when you're just like already like, I don't really feel this, but like you're already on the date, like you're gonna power through the date, you're not gonna be rude. And we were eating, and he starts slurping his noodles, and they're hitting his face like on either side, and like there's like noodle sauce on either side, just like, and it's like hitting either side of his face, and like either side of his face, and I was like, what am I witnessing right now? Like, how do I like smile and nod and be like, this is like not my thing? Like, it was obviously, if I really liked the guy, okay, we could like maybe work on that, but already was like not into it and was like, yeah, it was like, okay, nope. Confirmed. Yeah. Then he kissed me after, and I was like, ah.
Well, that sounds disgusting. The fact that he kissed you after you
Slurping the noodles.
after slurping the nudes. Oh my gosh, that was funny. I had no intentions for that to sound so weird. I mean, I hate to say this. I hate to say this.
I
hate to say this stuff. I hate to say this stuff because it makes me feel shallow, but it comes from like the least shallow part of my like personality. Okay, but it's people. What?
No, I was gonna say I also feel like it has a lot to do with it just not being the right person. Like I feel like Bryce wouldn't do that stuff. You know what I mean? Like if that came out, like
I mean, I don't know how Bryce could do this, but I was gonna say people that are like guys that are shorter than me. Like that is something I definitely could not.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that one. I did that as a hypothetical recently, and everybody was like, "I asked you and Bryce and Evan." Everybody's like, "Nope." I was like, "Oh, okay." It's a common answer.
Is that something that you would affect you? Do you care if the guy? I don't
know. I don't even. I was so torn on this one. That's why I texted you guys, and I was like, "What do you guys think?" And everyone immediately was like, "Absolutely not." And I was like, "I really don't." No, I feel like I'm already such a tall girl in general that I never even like. I don't know.
I know, that's true.
That's a good question. I'd be curious to hear what people say though, because I think it is a pretty common answer that people would not.
I feel like for me, it's just like I have that preference. You know, I like being the little spoon.
The little spoon.
I like being the little spoon. That's a good way of putting it. Also, I think if any guy coming from past, like I had a guy who did this to me and I just like went crazy. But if they tell me how to freaking dress, or I can't wear something, or I shouldn't wear something, whether it's like, because I had a guy, I was wearing a pair of sparkly Vans, and they were like, they were like kind of a dark purpley blue, like a violet, and they were sparkly, but it wasn't like obnoxious. It was very subtle. And he said I shouldn't wear them; they're too juvenile. I'm like, you're juvenile. Good one, I know. But I'm like, does that really matter? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I feel like being able to be confident in what you wear, and that comes from like your partner being confident in what you wear and like supporting what you. I don't know. I feel like it's not going to be like, oh, don't wear that shirt, don't wear those shoes. Like,
yeah, it's like
I feel like that comes from insecurities.
Oh, totally. Well, and here's the thing. There's been numerous of times where I've put on clothes and Bryce, I'm like, what do you think? And he's like, or he'll be like, it's different. I'm like, you hate it. And he's like, it's just not, I wouldn't pick that for you if I did. And I was like, I'm like, well, I like it, so I'm going to wear it. He's like, okay, you do it. And I'm like, okay. And then it's funny, like a week later after I've like styled it and like showed him how I was going to like wear it, he's like, I actually really like that on you. That's so cute. And I'm like, see, it's just hard for them to vision it, you know? You just got to give them some time. Well, this is so funny. It's so great being able to hear everybody's responses and know that like, you know, these things happen. You know, everyone has their preferences on why they just say it doesn't work. You know, it's like, okay, whether you're allergic to garlic or have cankles or I don't know. It's just like there are multiple reasons why things just don't work out. And I love hearing that.
Yeah, no, it was so fun to read all these. And I'm sure there's a list of so many different things people have to say, but it was so fun to read those and kind of chat it out. And it is interesting to see what would be a deal breaker to some people. And then to some people, like they wouldn't care and they were totally fine with that. But it is really fun to read. And I'm glad we did this podcast. It was definitely a fun topic.